Paris, France, May 2018. Roland Garros. The French Open. Red clay courts. Spring sunshine. Elegance. Tradition. The second Grand Slam of the year. One of tennis's most prestigious tournaments. A place where history is respected, where rules matter, where presentation is part of the sport. Serena Williams is in the locker room, getting ready for her first round match. She's 36 years old, hasn't played a Grand Slam in over a year, gave birth to her daughter Olympia 9 months ago, almost died during childbirth. Emergency C-section, pulmonary embolism, 6 surgeries, blood clots in her lungs. Doctors told her she might never play tennis again, told her recovery would take years, told her to be realistic about her age and what her body has been through. But Serena Williams doesn't do realistic. She does impossible. She's back, training for months, fighting to regain her form, fighting to prove she's still elite, still capable of winning Grand Slams, still the greatest. But there's a problem, a serious medical problem. The pregnancy and childbirth complications left her susceptible to blood clots, deep vein thrombosis, DVT, potentially fatal if clots travel to her lungs or brain. Her doctors are monitoring her closely. She's on medication, wearing compression garments under her clothes. Medical necessity, life or death necessity. For this tournament, Nike designed something special for her, something that serves both function and fashion, something that makes a statement while solving a medical problem. A full-body compression suit, black, skin-tight, covering her from neck to ankles, sleeveless to keep her arms free, but otherwise complete coverage, medical-grade compression built into fashionable athletic wear. Serena looks at herself in the mirror. The suit fits perfectly, shows every muscle, every curve, the power in her legs, the strength in her core, the athleticism that's carried her to 23 Grand Slam titles. She looks powerful, confident, ready. But she also knows this outfit is going to cause reactions. Tennis has strict dress codes. Wimbledon requires all white. Other tournaments have guidelines about appropriate attire. Conservative, traditional, nothing too revealing, nothing too different. Stay within the lines. This catsuit pushes every boundary. It's black at a tournament that loves pastels. It's skin-tight in a sport that prefers loose. It's bold in a culture that values subtlety. But it's also medically necessary. And Serena refuses to hide her medical needs to make tennis comfortable. Her coach Patrick Mouratoglou sees her in the suit, raises his eyebrows. That's going to get attention. Serena nods. Good. Let them look. Let them talk. I'm here to play tennis and stay alive while doing it. If they don't like how that looks, that's their problem. She walks toward the tunnel. Other players see her. Double takes, whispers, some supportive, some shocked, some judgmental. The tennis world isn't used to this, isn't ready for Serena Williams in a Black Panther-style catsuit, making a statement on the most traditional clay courts in the world. She steps onto Court Philippe Chatrier, the main stadium. Thousands of spectators. The crowd sees her. The reaction is immediate. Gasps, cheers, applause, some people standing, some people sitting frozen. Cameras flashing everywhere. This isn't just a tennis match anymore. This is a moment. But the truly shocking thing happened a little later. In the VIP section, Bernard Giudicelli sits watching. He's the president of the French Tennis Federation, been in the position for 2 years, conservative, traditional, believes tennis should maintain its elegance, its class, its standards. He sees Serena in the catsuit. His face doesn't change, but his jaw tightens. He leans over to his assistant, says something quietly. The assistant nods, takes notes. On the court, Serena is focused. She's playing Kristina Pliskova from Czech Republic, ranked 70 in the world. Serena should win easily, but she's rusty. 9 months away from competition. Her timing is off. Her movement isn't quite right yet. But the power is there. The serve is there. The determination is definitely there. First set, 7-6. Close. Too close. Serena expected to dominate. Instead, she's fighting, struggling. The crowd is into it, cheering every point. The catsuit has created buzz, energy. People who don't normally care about first-round matches are paying attention. Second set, 6-4. Serena finds her rhythm, starts playing better, moving better. The compression suit is doing its job, supporting her muscles, preventing blood pooling, keeping her circulation optimal, medical equipment disguised as fashion, match over, Serena wins, advances to the second round. She walks off the court, waves to the crowd. The response is enthusiastic. People love the outfit, love the statement. Love that Serena Williams came back from nearly dying to compete at the highest level in a suit that screams power and confidence. In the press conference afterward, the questions come immediately. Not about her tennis, about the outfit. Serena, tell us about your choice of attire today. Serena smiles. It's a catsuit. Nike made it for me. It makes me feel like a superhero, like a warrior. I've always wanted to be a superhero, and today I felt like one. It's also medical. After my pregnancy complications, I need compression to prevent blood clots. This suit serves both purposes, fashion and function. Another reporter, do you think it's appropriate for tennis? Serena's smile doesn't waver, but her eyes sharpen. It's appropriate for my health. It's appropriate for my comfort. It's appropriate for me to decide what I wear on the court, as long as it follows the rules. And it does. The press conference continues. More questions about the catsuit than about her actual tennis performance. Serena handles it professionally, explains the medical necessity, talks about feeling empowered, references Black Panther, makes it clear this isn't just fashion. This is about her body, her health, her choice. The story explodes online. Photos of Serena in the catsuit everywhere. Social media ablaze. Reactions split. Women, especially Black women, love it. Love seeing Serena powerful and unapologetic. Love the statement about body autonomy and medical needs. Love that she's challenging tennis's conservative dress codes. But others are critical, say it's too revealing, too attention-seeking, disrespectful to the tournament, inappropriate for the elegance of tennis. The same old criticism Serena has faced her entire career. Too bold, too confident, too much. It was at this point that everything changed irrevocably. Serena continues through the tournament. Wears the catsuit in every match. Each appearance generates more buzz, more photos, more discussions. Other female players start commenting. Some supportive, some saying nothing. None of them join her in pushing boundaries. That's Serena's role. Always has been. She's the one who breaks barriers while others follow safely behind. She makes it to the fourth round before losing to Maria Sharapova. Disappointing result, but understandable. 9 months off, still recovering, still rebuilding. But she proved something. She's back, she can compete, and she'll do it on her own terms. The tournament ends, winners celebrate, players go home. Summer tournaments begin. Everything seems normal. The catsuit controversy fades from headlines. People move on to other stories, other dramas. Then, 3 months later, August 2018, Bernard Giudicelli gives an interview. He's asked about dress code policies at the French Open. His answer shocks the tennis world. I believe we have sometimes gone too far. Serena's outfit this year, for example, would no longer be accepted. You have to respect the game and the place. The all-in-one suits will no longer be allowed. Players must respect the traditions and the elegance that is very important to our tournament. The statement is clear, direct. The catsuit is banned. Not because it violates existing rules. It doesn't. But because Bernard Giudicelli personally doesn't like it. Thinks it's disrespectful. Thinks it goes too far. So he's changing the rules specifically to prevent Serena from wearing it again. The reaction is immediate and fierce. Outrage across social media. Articles condemning the decision. Former players speaking out. Current players staying mostly quiet but clearly uncomfortable. Because everyone understands what this really is. This isn't about dress codes. This is about control. Control over Serena Williams. Control over her body. Control over her choices. Control over how she presents herself. And it's about punishing her for being too confident, too powerful, too unapologetic. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet. Serena's first response comes via social media. Measured, professional, but pointed. I feel like if and when, or if they know that some things are for health reasons, then there's no way that they wouldn't be okay with it. So I think that's going to be fine. But privately she's furious. This is her body, her medical needs, her health, and a man in a suit who will never experience pregnancy, never risk blood clots, never face the choice between competing and staying alive, has decided her medical equipment is disrespectful to tennis. Other voices join the criticism. Billie Jean King, tennis legend and advocate for equality. The policing of women's bodies must end. Tradition should not trump health and safety. Alizé Cornet, French player. If you're a woman, you have so many rules to follow. It's become too much. WTA releases a statement supporting player choice in attire as long as safety and competitive standards are met. But the most powerful response comes from Nike, Serena's sponsor, the company that designed the Catsuit, the brand that's built its identity on supporting athletes who push boundaries. Nike launches a campaign, full-page ads in major newspapers, billboards in major cities, social media everywhere. The campaign is simple, powerful, devastating. Large photo of Serena in the Catsuit, mid-serve, powerful, athletic, beautiful, and one line of text: "You can take the superhero out of her costume, but you can never take away her superpowers." The ad goes viral instantly. Millions of shares, millions of likes. It's not just supporting Serena, it's calling out the French Tennis Federation. It's making a statement about who controls women's bodies, who decides what appropriate, who has the power. Bernard Giudicelli is suddenly on the defensive, facing international criticism. The ban that was supposed to restore tradition and elegance has instead exposed the sexism and control issues underlying tennis's dress codes. He tries to clarify, says the ban isn't about Serena specifically, says it's about maintaining standards, says compression wear is still allowed, just not full-body suits. But nobody believes him. Everyone knows this rule was created specifically because Serena wore that catsuit, specifically because she looked too powerful, too confident, too much. Wait a minute, don't miss this detail. Behind the scenes more is happening. Nike isn't just running ads, they're working with Serena on new designs, compression wear that meets the new French Open rules but still makes a statement, still protects her health, still looks powerful. For the 2019 French Open, Serena arrives wearing a new outfit, still Nike, still compression elements, but this time a dress, black and white, cape-like sleeves with the words champion, queen, goddess, mother written in French. The compression leggings underneath are allowed under the new rules. She's followed their arbitrary standards while still making her statement. The outfit is even more iconic than the catsuit, because it's not just about fashion or function anymore. It's about resilience, about being told no and finding another way, about refusing to be controlled while technically following the rules. Bernard Giudicelli is at the tournament again, sees Serena's new outfit, can't say anything. She's following the rules, his rules, but she's still making him uncomfortable. Still challenging his authority, still being Serena Williams on her own terms. In her first press conference, a reporter asks about the dress, about the words, about her response to the catsuit ban. Serena smiles. "I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a tennis player, I'm a warrior, and I don't need anyone's permission to be any of those things. Last year they said my outfit was disrespectful. This year I'm wearing their respect right on my sleeves. Champion, queen, goddess, mother, that's who I am. They can make whatever rules they want. I'll find a way to be myself anyway." The room applauds, not because it's expected, because what she said is powerful, because she just turned a ban into a victory. Because she showed that you can't control Serena Williams. You can try, you can make rules, you can tell her no, but she'll find another way. Always. What you see now is nothing. The catsuit ban becomes a catalyst for broader discussions about dress codes in sports, about who makes the rules, about how those rules disproportionately affect women, about how medical needs should always trump aesthetic preferences. Other sports start examining their own dress codes, questioning whether they're necessary, whether they're discriminatory, whether they're more about controlling women than maintaining standards. The International Tennis Federation updates its guidelines, clarifies that medical compression wear must be allowed, can't be banned just because someone finds it inappropriate. Medical necessity overrides dress code preferences. Bernard Giudicelli steps down as French Tennis Federation president in 2020, not specifically because of the catsuit controversy. But it didn't help. His tenure became defined by that moment, by trying to control Serena Williams and failing, by exposing the sexism in tennis's power structure. Years later, in 2021, the Norwegian women's beach handball team is fined for wearing shorts instead of bikini bottoms during competition. The required bikini bottoms are deemed necessary for the sport. The team protests, argues that men wear shorts so women should be allowed to as well. The controversy mirrors the Serena catsuit situation, women being told what they must wear, their comfort and preference being secondary to some authority's idea of appropriate attire. Their bodies being policed. Serena speaks out immediately, posts on social media supporting the Norwegian team, references her own catsuit ban, says this pattern of controlling women's bodies in sports has to end. Says athletes should decide what they wear. Says comfort, safety, and medical needs should always come first. Her voice carries weight. She's Serena Williams, 23 Grand Slam titles, decades of fighting these battles. When she speaks, people listen. The Norwegian team's fine is overturned. The rules are changed. Women are allowed to wear shorts. One fight leads to another. One victory enables the next. That's how progress happens, not all at once, not easily, but incrementally. Through people like Serena refusing to accept arbitrary control, refusing to be silent, refusing to make themselves smaller for someone else's comfort. You won't believe it, but the price of this decision was very high. There's a cost to being first, to breaking barriers, to challenging authority. Serena knows this cost intimately. Every time she's pushed boundaries, she's faced backlash, been called aggressive, been called inappropriate, been called disrespectful. When she wears beads in her hair, criticized. When she celebrates too enthusiastically, penalized. When she demands equal prize money, told to be grateful for what she has. When she speaks up about racism, told to keep politics out of sports. When she wears a catsuit to protect her health, banned. The cost is constant scrutiny, constant criticism, constant attempts to diminish and control. And the cost isn't just professional, it's emotional, psychological. Having to fight for basic respect, having to justify her existence, having to prove she belongs in spaces that were never designed for someone like her. But there's also power in refusing to accept that cost silently, power in fighting back, power in making them change the rules because you won't change yourself, power in inspiring others to do the same. After the catsuit ban, young female athletes start speaking up more, challenging dress codes in their own sports, demanding practical uniforms instead of sexualized ones, insisting on medical accommodations without shame, standing up for body autonomy. They do it because Serena showed them how, showed them that you can fight authority and survive, can challenge tradition and win, can be unapologetically yourself even when powerful people want you to shrink. A high school track runner in Texas writes a letter to her athletic director. She wants to wear compression leggings for medical reasons. She has a skin condition. Regular shorts cause painful irritation. The school's dress code doesn't allow leggings, says they're inappropriate. The runner references Serena Williams, references the catsuit, references fighting for medical needs. The school changes the rule. She gets to wear leggings. A college volleyball player with body dysmorphia asks her coach if she can wear a full-sleeve jersey instead of the standard sleeveless one. She's always felt exposed, self-conscious. The standard uniform makes her anxiety worse. The coach initially says no. Uniform standards, team cohesion, but the player persists, mentions Serena, mentions choosing health over arbitrary rules, gets permission, plays better, more confident, more comfortable in her own skin. A professional soccer player needs compression socks for circulation issues. League dress code says socks must match team colors exactly. Her medical socks are black, don't match. She applies for an exception, gets denied initially. League says rules are rules. She goes public. Social media support. References Serena's catsuit fight. League reverses decision. Medical needs granted. These aren't big headlines. They don't make international news. But they matter. They're the ripple effects of Serena's fight. The incremental progress. The lives changed because someone prominent fought first and showed it was possible to win. Who in your life is telling you to make yourself smaller? To follow rules that don't make sense? To prioritize someone else's comfort over your own needs? To hide medical realities because they're not aesthetically pleasing? Because the catsuit ban in 2018 teaches us that arbitrary rules designed to control you don't deserve your compliance. That your health and safety matter more than tradition. That being told no is just the beginning of the conversation, not the end. Serena Williams wore a catsuit to the French Open. They banned it. She came back the next year with a dress that made an even bigger statement. They couldn't control her. Couldn't diminish her, couldn't make her smaller, and in failing to control Serena, they exposed the absurdity of trying to control any athlete's clothing choices when medical needs are involved, exposed the sexism in policing women's bodies while leaving men's choices unquestioned, exposed the power structures that need to be challenged and changed. That's not just a fashion controversy. That's activism. That's progress. That's a catsuit becoming a symbol of resistance. That's Serena Williams doing what she's always done. Being unapologetically herself and changing the rules when they're wrong. The next time someone tells you that your medical needs are inappropriate, that your body is too much, that your choices are disrespectful to tradition. Remember Roland Garros 2018. Remember a black superhero in a catsuit making men in suits uncomfortable. Remember that they banned it and she came back stronger. Your body, your rules, your choice. No one else gets a vote. That's what Serena Williams taught us. That's what a catsuit changed about sports. That's what happens when you refuse to be controlled and show everyone else they don't have to accept control either. Bernard Giudicelli thought he was protecting tennis tradition. Instead, he became a case study in why that tradition needed to change. Thought he was putting Serena in her place. Instead, he gave her a platform to show her power. Thought a rule could contain her. But Serena Williams has never fit inside anyone else's rules, and she never will.